Willkommen zurück zu Star Trek Resurgence. Die spielen immer mehr Fahrt auf. Wir haben jetzt die beiden Petty Officers Etzler und Diaz wieder an Bord, zum Glück. Die Seldy ist zerstört worden, aber wir haben herausgefunden, dass es ein Transportersignal runter zu einem Planetoiden gab. Was ist sonst noch passiert? Wir haben Captain Solano als Maulwurf identifiziert. Das war wirklich riskant gewesen, weil wir die ganze Brückencrew dabei zuschauen lassen haben, wie wir den Captain bloßgestellt haben. Zum Glück hat sich die Vermutung bewahrheitet, indem Dr. Duval einen Bioscan durchgeführt hat und bestätigen konnte, dass Captain Solano definitiv ein Scion war. Hat uns nochmal die Haut gerettet. Wir haben jetzt die Captain's Chair auf der Resolute und haben jetzt ein kleines Außenteam mit Portal 63 erstellt und sind jetzt auf dem Planetoiden und suchen jetzt nach Galvan und nach Möglichkeit nach Antworten. Wie es jetzt weitergeht, schauen wir jetzt. Schnallt euch an und folgt mir. Oh, Sidron suchen wir, nicht Galvan. Galvan ist abgehauen. Okay.
Let's make this a short mission. All right?
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Sure call to come down here. Still not sure I agree. I respect the chain of command. The phasers should make quick work of the ice.
Okay, testen wir das mal aus. Okay, also können wir die komplett wegschmelzen. Sehr gut. So, kriechen wir hier erstmal durch. Schmelzen hier das Eis, damit wir hier schön durchgehen können. Na komm. Eigentlich sollte die Resthitze den Rest machen. Das sind aber komische Kristalle hier. Können wir die mit dem Tricorder scannen? Nein, natürlich nicht. Okay. Oje, ich bin jetzt fast blind geworden. Okay.
Is this another Takan vault?
Sieht fast so danach aus, ne?
I don't see a way in.
Vault in the mines was already open.
There must be some way to activate it. Portal, can you open it? It is a Taconian vault.
I thought you'd never ask.
Okay. Schon nützlich.
You're welcome. Better to keep it simple. Sometimes the answer is staring you right in the face.
Nicely done.
Und da sind wir schon. Okay. Okay, ich dachte, ich hätte es mir nur eingebildet hier. Die Kristalle haben kurz eine andere Farbe angenommen. Aber ich kann auch keine meine Ausrüstung aktivieren.
Spread out. Let's see what we can find. And stay on high alert. We don't know where the Takan that beamed down here could be.
Okay. Dasselbe gilt aber auch für dich.
You will need my help, Commander.
How so?
Traversal here is trivial for a Takan, but only a Takan. When you come across a device you cannot use, merely call my name.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay. Dann schauen wir mal rum.
Portal? What is that void down there?
Space, folding upon itself. A fairly simple concept.
For a Takan, perhaps?
I advise against falling in.
Okay, das ist doch wenigstens eine Info, mit der ich arbeiten kann. Da. Run. Was haben wir hier? T-Con Device.
This pattern resembles the transporter device Petty Officer Maris used to escape the Resolute. Portal 6-3?
You wish to make use of this device?
It's a transporter of some kind?
It allows Takan to move through space instantly a short distance. Very convenient. I will activate the system for you.
Dankeschön.
Where does it go?
I'm not sure. The markings here must be from after my time.
Well, only one way to find out.
Okay. Also ausprobieren. Das heißt, wenn ich jetzt hier rauf gehe, lande ich hier. Dann gehe ich hier rüber, weil hier nur eine weitere Plattform ist. Und jetzt fängt schon an. Nehmen wir links. Sind wir weiter vorne? Ja, doch, sieht eigentlich gut aus. Komm, nochmal links. Ja. Okay, war doch eine gute Entscheidung. Use the tricorder to collect data. Okay, dann haben wir hier erstmal nichts. Da haben wir was. Und da haben wir was. Okay, eher hier.
Soil. Just soil. It's not from this planet, nor any planet in the Federation database.
Soil from a planet not recorded in the Federation database requires further investigation. Modus kann ich nicht wechseln. Hier haben wir auch noch was. Extremely high particle density impassable with current starfleet technology. Okay, dann haben wir bestimmt. Hier haben wir nichts. Dann haben wir vielleicht auf der anderen Seite was. Nichts. Hier. Wieder eine T-Con-Konsole. Und hier ist die Contains vast amount of Deconian data. Contents unable to be translated. Habe ich jetzt alles? Was ist mit dieser Konsole hier? Nichts. Vielleicht hier? Nee. Mhm. Vielleicht kann ich hier durch? Nein, natürlich nicht. Hoch. Ja, kann ich da jetzt durch oder nicht? Nein. Schade, schade. Ah, guck mal, da hat sich jetzt was getan.
Why is this here?
This is soil from the homeworld. Our capital system. This isn't an arsenal. It's a temple of the ancients. Sacred ground to the Takon. I took my oath as a guardian of the Empire in a place just like this. You cannot imagine the look of pride in my parents' eyes as they said goodbye. Forever. Sorry. This is the first I've seen of anything new from the Takon Empire in a very long time. I'm sure you're familiar with the feeling. That sense of loss. I thought I was ready for it. But it cuts to the core of your being.
Ja,
Even
ich
with
kann
your
das so
defenses up.
gut nachvollziehen.
I totally understand that feeling. It's unavoidable and inescapable no matter what you do.
Yes, it's that distant but familiar feeling that's forever just out of reach.
Can you use this to find out more about what Galvin is after?
The information's encrypted. I can only discern that it's a warship. No.
Das
It's the
klingt nicht
Aphelion.
gut.
Perhaps the most powerful Takonian ship ever built. I can't access the full file, but looking through the ship's schematics, it appears to be equipped with some sort of experimental, highly advanced transporter technology.
Transporter technology? For what?
Captain, you better come see this.
Okay. Ist auf jeden Fall schon mal beunruhigend, dass sie ein Kriegsschiff bauen wollen. Und das ist
There
schlecht.
are more up ahead.
From the looks of it, I'd say someone left in a hurry.
Probably right around the time we showed up.
Okay, die wissen, dass wir da sind. Können wir trotzdem das Beste draus machen. Ach je, das sind ja Tausende von diesen Kristallen.
I've seen these before. In the other vault. And if all of those are the same as this, then there must be...
Hundreds of millions, if not billions. All that remains of the Takon civilization. A distinct person, encapsulated in crystalline form. Preserved for all eternity.
You thought this was an arsenal. And in a way, you're right. This is how they rebuild the Tekkan Empire, and bioform billions of innocent people.
That seems to be the case. What you have to understand is, these life forms were preserved for the benefit of the Tekkan civilization, as a means of safeguarding the health and well-being of any Tekkan, should they fall prey to illness or injury. They were never intended to be used for this purpose.
There you are wrong. This was always their purpose, to restore the glory that was lost. Congratulations on your first victory in battle, Captain Rydek. You killed a great many of my compatriots, some that I've known for millennia. Are you proud of how much death you've caused? Each Tekkan life is precious, irreplaceable. Centuries of knowledge and culture lost with each one you murdered.
I was protecting my crew. It's regrettable to take any life. But when someone threatens galactic civilization, force is the correct response.
And I suppose it worked. For now.
Naja, ob das jetzt die
Thankfully,
ideale
I don't have
Antwort
to
ist, ne?
convince you of anything. We'll all be on the same side soon enough.
You can't just bioform whoever you want. Not without a fight.
Ah, but that's just it. There won't be a fight. In fact, most won't even know what's happened. 1 minute you're standing there as you. The next you're standing here as one of us.
He's talking about mass transformation. That's what the Aphelion was built for.
The transporter. It'll reconstitute your DNA and bioform you into a Tekkan in the blink of an eye. This is what they'll use as ammunition.
In a manner of speaking, yes. Of course, that's the simple version. But the end result will be the same.
Your time has passed. The Tekkan Empire is gone.
Only to be reborn better and stronger than it ever was. The Aphelion is on its way here as we speak. Now it's only a matter of time. You can't delay that which is inevitable. Which makes your next decision fairly simple, brother. You are, after all, a portal.
I am.
Das gefällt mir ganz und gar nicht.
Your sole purpose is to serve as a guardian of the Tekkan Empire. But you stand here surrounded not by your fellow Tekkan, but by members of the Federation. By people who deny our fundamental right to exist. You swore an oath to protect the Empire. And I can only assume that's why you're here.
There is only one true Tekkan here, and that's Portal. You're a scion, a disgrace to the memory of the Tekkan, brought back through unnatural means.
I only tolerate your presence so long as you continue to amuse me. Which side are you on?
Mir gefällt
Captain
der
Rydek,
Ausgang überhaupt
long-range
nicht.
sensors suggest a massive spacecraft approaching in the distance.
The time has come. I hope we speak again, brother.
War doch so klar gewesen, ne?
Estimated time to contact, 6 minutes and counting.
We can't stay here. We have to get back to the ship.
And we have to preserve these souls. We must take them back to your ship.
Those crystals are ammunition to be used against us. We have to destroy them. Bombard the site from orbit.
Nein.
I'll decide, once we're safely aboard the Resolute. Forward to transport.
Auch wenn es jetzt quasi nur Datenkristalle sind, aber wir werden jetzt keinen Völkermord begehen.
have to hear me out, Captain. I lost my eyes because of you. And still, I've always stood by you. But if you bring those things on board, I'll have no choice but to resign.
If they're taken to the Aphelion, they will be forced into new bodies, brought back to life in a way they never asked for.
They're not living beings, but they're still dangerous. And if you don't make decisions to protect us, we're gonna end up like Solano. You, me, the entire crew. We're all next.
Ja gut, da ist ja schon was dran, ne?
2 minutes and counting. It's headed straight toward the vault. The Aphelion is coming into view now, Captain.
Screen.
Ach du große.
Unbelievable.
Das ist wirklich ein Kriegsschiff.
Arrival at the second vault in less than a minute.
I would remind you, those life forms are Tekon, not science. Tekon. They're not your enemy.
Right or wrong,
Okay.
history will
Sorry,
judge you for this
Bedrohung.
moment.
Aber das Erhalten von Leben steht an oberster Stelle.
Transport the storage crystals aboard the Resolute.
Did I hear that right?
That's an order.
The storage crystals are on board in our cargo bay.
Thank you. I won't forget this.
I hope you realize what you've done. We don't need another captain who's gonna risk our lives just to feed their ego. This ship and this crew come first.
Lieutenant,
She has to hear it.
This isn't about me. It's our duty as Starfleet officers to protect life, wherever and however we find it. And I couldn't
Genau.
let them fall into Galvin and Sidron's hands. I had to do it this way.
And to think, I used to look up to you.
the Aphelion is targeting us.
Nur weil es
Approaching
dein Ego
rapidly.
nicht passt.
They hit us with that bioforming ray, and it's over. Maximum warp. Get us out of here.
Where, Captain?
Anywhere but here. Now!
Los, schnell, schnell, schnell. Raus hier. Hauptsache erstmal weg. Sehr schön, sehr schön. Diaz und Etzila sind wieder da.
There they are!
Das nenne ich doch eine herzliche Begrüßung. Ja, Etzila hat viele Freunde.
You did what had to be done with the Tasker. I know you held out hope, but it's what she would have wanted. The Tasker can rest now. Even if I wavered in the moment. And it's not a question of her being a threat or not. It was about freeing the Tasker.
If you believe, I'm sure you'll see her again.
I do. And I shall.
No surprises here. But your shoulders separated. If you come with me to sickbay, we can get you fixed up in no time.
Thank you. I'll find you afterwards.
You two, check in at your stations. This thing isn't over yet.
Okay, aye, aye. So, und jetzt sind wir endlich wieder zurück auf der Resolute. Tut gut. Okay, aber wir können mit unserer Umgebung interagieren.
You're really making us proud out there, Diaz. The lower decks don't get a lot of glory.
I'm just getting started.
So, dann hatten wir hier noch was.
Hey, Diaz.
Yeah?
Did you see our people over there? Miranda?
Kapoor, Hauser? We saw Miranda and Kapoor, but they're bioform. And as far as I know, there's no way to undo it.
That means they're not our friends anymore.
If they attack us,
We'll have to stop them. No matter what it takes.
Leider ja.
I guess we have to be ready for that.
So, habe ich hier noch irgendwas?
She was a good little escape pod. Not that I want another ride like that anytime soon.
Ja, war ja auch eine Notlösung, ne?
Tell me, did any crew from the Zelti survive?
Well, since the Lydian ships have no escape pods, I think it was just us.
I see. I thought so. I had a partner on board. After this mission, she and I were meant to.
Settle down.
Doesn't matter. All that matters now is making the Takan pay for what they've done.
We'll stop them. I promised.
Okay. Dann wollen wir uns mal auf der Station melden.
It, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing Jedoch. Not that I'd expect this kind of welcome from him, but I can just imagine the look on his face.
Ja, ich glaube schon, dass er beeindruckt sein
Come
wird.
on, he's got to give us some credit for all we've done.
We'll see. Then again, if he doesn't, that's just Jedoch being Jedoch.
I can't believe it! You evaded the Takan, ejected their warp cores, and lived to talk about it!
That about sums it up.
They're gonna be teaching this at the Academy for years to come. I mean it. Everybody's gonna learn how you pulled it off.
Yeah, when they do, make sure they get my name right. D-I-A-Z. Diaz. Edsalar's too.
I'm sure no one will forget. I heard about Belle. Is Miranda?
As far as we know, she's still out there.
Well, I know Captain Rydek will do her best to get her back.
Hold on. Rydek? What about Captain Solano?
He was turned into a Takan. Rydek had to take over. She's a hell of an officer, but none of us have been up against anything like this. No one has. Not in 500,000 years.
We'll just have to step up and work that much harder to help Captain Rydek.
It's gonna take all of us.
Oh ja, jeden Einzelnen.
Talk to you later.
It is agreeable to see you again.
Is that so?
It was by no means a certainty that you would return to duty here.
No, it was not.
But it was my sincere hope you would.
It is agreeable to see you as well, sir.
I concur.
You should know your absence has left engineering terribly short-handed. During your sojourn, this department has fallen unacceptably behind schedule on both regular and irregular duties.
There's been a whole lot of irregularity going around.
I am stating facts, not looking for excuses.
Seems like you could use some help around here. we're ready to go to work.
I'd like to catch my breath for at least a few minutes, Carter.
Okay, das war's dann wohl.
Normally, I would assign you to one of the many pressing repair tasks. But, given your experience on board the Zelda, I have suggested you join the senior staff briefing as we determine our next course of action.
Oh, cool.
You can commence your maintenance shift afterwards.
Dann können wir als Petty Officer mal endlich bei den Großen mitspielen hier.
I tended to an Elydian earlier. Major Sarlet Arminta.
Ah, yes. I met him at the negotiations.
I never would have imagined I'd be here, on the same ship, working together with our oppressors. But now that I am, I can imagine a future where the Hotari and Elydians are no longer enemies. I always hoped for peace, but it seems so far away. There's still a lot of bad blood.
The Elydians have taken advantage of the Hotari for centuries. I'd be very skeptical of anything they offer.
I'm optimistic, not naive. The Hotari won't go back under their heel. Not ever.
It's coming along nicely. Thank you, Tylus. I'll take it from here. We're almost done.
I have to brief Ambassador Spock in a few minutes.
Ambassador Spock can wait. You have some fences to mend. Personally, I'm against the needless destruction of innocent life forms, so I'm glad you transported the Taconian crystals onto the ship. But Lieutenant Bedrosian obviously feels otherwise. And right now, you need the full support of your bridge crew. Being an effective leader requires trust, but an issue as divisive as this can create discord.
We all know I'm new to this, so it's nice to have your support.
Even when we don't agree or there's something I don't like, I'll let you know. But you'll always have my support.
Okay, das ist gut.
It's been a
Damit kann
chaotic
ich
last few
arbeiten.
days for everyone. You need to name a new first officer in preparation for what's coming. You'll have to work to regain Lieutenant Bedrosian's trust, but if she's removed from consideration, it comes down to Westbrook or Ermot. Obviously, there are pros and cons with each, but ultimately, the decision is yours. Commander Westbrook has seniority and was hoping to be Captain Solano's first officer. Ermot has the knowledge and experience that makes him more than qualified. You really couldn't go wrong with either of them.
At the moment, I'm leaning toward selecting Commander Westbrook as the new first officer.
That would be an excellent choice, considering your history. The crew would respect the fact you chose someone likely to challenge your opinions and present a different point of view. You're as good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Duvall.
Always nice to have a captive audience. You really shouldn't keep Ambassador Spock waiting.
Captain.
I'll meet you inside.
I'm here to officially tender my resignation from the crew of the USS Resolute. I cannot in good conscience continue to serve aboard this ship, not while the interests of the enemy take precedent over the safety of the crew.
Lieutenant, we both know how much we need your help and expertise for the coming conflict. I have no one to replace you.
I understand, Captain, and I apologize, but my heart is not in it any longer, and to stay would be a disservice to us both.
My door is always open if you change your mind.
I appreciate that.
Okay, und weg ist die Sicherheitsoffizierin.
We'll have Ambassador Spock via subspace shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Ermot.
I'll notify Lieutenant Bedrosian we're about to begin.
That won't be necessary.
Petty Officers Diaz and Edsalar have first-hand experience with our adversaries. I thought it advantageous for them to join this briefing. I understand this is unusual, but I trust you have no objections?
Talk about moving up in the world. Not that I'm surprised in the least.
Excellent idea, Mr. Chovak. They deserve to be here.
In all seriousness, what Diaz and Etzelar accomplished aboard the Zeldi is nothing short of remarkable. They're both to be commended, not only for surviving against incredible odds, but for helping our efforts against these scions.
You know, Carter deserves most of the credit. None of us would have made it without his help. We'd all be bioformed by this point.
There were way more people involved than just me. Not only Petty Officer Etzelar, but we had help from an Elydian officer named Arminta as well.
Interesting.
Ambassador Spock is ready for you.
Put him through.
Captain Rydek, your recent change in station certainly warrants mention, and I trust you to faithfully execute your expanded duties. Right now, we must keep our attention on the clear and present danger that lies ahead. The Takan and their warship. The closest populations are the Hotari and Elydian systems, and they are likely the first targets for mass bioforming. After that, lies Federation space. I have advised Starfleet Command to send an impromptu battle group to intercept and assist you, but that will take time. You are our first line of defense. And with our shield algorithms compromised, we are at a great disadvantage. Of course, you know that as well as I do.
I'm glad to hear the battle group is en route, Ambassador. With what we're up against, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
And you will have it. Remember, our strength is drawn from our ability to work together towards a common goal.
Have we made any progress in finding a way to defend ourselves from the Aphelion's bioforming weapon?
Currently, our shields will not protect us, but I am compiling all of the information the away team gathered on the Zeldi and cross-referencing it against our own as well as Portal 6-3's methods.
The away team is sitting right here. They survived without getting bioformed, so we know it's possible. So, what's the secret? How do we defend ourselves? Is there a weakness we can exploit? Something we can do to avoid getting bioformed?
Well, as simple as it sounds, the best thing to do is to not get caught. Whether it's one-on-one or the whole ship.
We avoided the Takan as much as we could.
But we saw the bioforming, and there's not much you can do.
I found something that might help. It's too soon to say for sure, but we've had some promising indications that Duridium can delay the bioforming process.
Duridium?
Okay.
It's not a cure. It's not going to bring anyone back we've already lost. But Duridium is a cell stabilizer, so it has the potential to slow down the onset of physical and mental changes, if not entirely prevent them. And it might be the only ship in the fleet with this much Duridium on hand. In fact, a lot of ships wouldn't have any.
You say that it slows the process, but this doesn't actually stop the Takan from taking over, does it?
Correct. I can't be 100% certain, but it appears this is only a short-term solution. Also, it requires a much larger dose to be effective. We don't have enough Duridium on board to protect the whole crew. We barely have enough to protect everyone in this room.
Sounds like it won't do us much good then.
The use case I'd suggest is that it could buy a little time for an officer or a small group to complete a task or mission. But it has to be taken at the moment of exposure to the bioforming mechanism.
Prepare a delivery method for this remedy.
That raises the question. What is the mission?
Assuming the Aphelion uses shields of some kind, I don't expect it will be easy to bypass their defenses.
We may not be able to block the Aphelion's attack either. But if they do strike, we know their weapon uses transporter technology. We might be able to backtrack their signal path.
Like we did to evacuate Captain Rydek from Tau.
Exactly. We could send an away team onto the Aphelion.
So we could destroy it from the inside.
I'm not exactly sure how, but that's the idea.
I think Portal could still help us. If he can't get a first-hand look at the Aphelion, he might be able to identify a weakness.
After sparing the remnants of his civilization, I should hope he'd help us.
He will.
We'll need to prepare a boarding party. if it comes to that.
Petty Officers Edselar and Diaz are the logical choices to lead any away mission to the Aphelion. They have already crippled one enemy ship. If anyone can do so again, it is them.
This isn't like the engineering mission that took you to the Zeldi. Do you really have some special insights that a tactical team wouldn't?
Doesn't the fact that we're here speak for itself?
Just surviving won't be enough this time.
We found that only a Takan can operate their technology to its fullest. So, unless we want to try to do this with one hand tied behind our backs, we're definitely gonna need an assist from this portal guy.
I like that even less.
Like it or not, that's the truth.
Yes. Portal should be part of the away team. There's no question in my mind.
If this is the necessary course of action, I support it.
I will compile all the latest data on the tricorders, just in case.
In the meantime, I want you working on ways we can combat the Takan tech. Shields, weapons, anything we can use.
Yes, Captain.
Anything else, Ambassador?
I know this matter is in capable hands. Hold the line as best you can. Help is on the way.
Thank you. I have faith in all of you to meet this moment with the urgency it requires. I expect all of us to give it everything we've got. Thank you, Petty Officers Diaz and Edselar. You're dismissed.
While we have a quorum of senior staff, there is a procedural element we need to take care of. The Resolute command codes must be transferred to Captain Rydek for control of the ship.
Of course.
Computer, transfer all command codes to Captain Jara Rydek. Voice authorization Ermot, Echo 4 Lima.
Voice authorization Duval. Beta 2 Yankee.
Voice authorization Westbrook. Alpha 7 Tango.
Awaiting your authorization, Captain.
Was ist denn mein Code? Alpha 7 Whiskey.
Voice authorization, Rydek. Alpha 7 Whiskey.
Captain's codes transferred. The updated command structure is incomplete. Please designate a new first officer.
Who is the new first officer?
Please designate a new first officer.
Kann ja nur zwischen den beiden. Ah, okay. Hätte ich es mir nicht mit Bedrohung verscherzt, hätte ich sie hier auch noch wählen können. Aber okay. Westbrook.
It is an honor and a pleasure to name Commander Westbrook as my new first officer.
Thank you, Captain. You made the right choice.
Congratulations, Commander. It's long overdue.
I know we've had our differences, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate this.
Computer, Commander Westbrook is the new first officer of the USS Resolute.
Awaiting voice authorization.
Voice authorization Westbrook. Alpha 7 Tango.
Authorization is now complete.
Now, if you'll excuse me, there's work to be done.
Nicely done. I think that went well.
Das hoffe ich
Captain,
auch.
could I have a word with you?
Natürlich nicht.
Give me a minute.
Look, I respect your decision, Captain. Commander Westbrook has seniority, and I can understand why you might have felt pressure to promote him. But what I can't understand is why you would choose someone so clearly unsuited for the position. It's the very reason why Captain Solano chose you over him. Because he knew Westbrook as first officer would be disastrous.
I know you're disappointed, but I trust his experience. And I need to rely on him now more than ever.
But that's just it. We can't afford to make any mistakes. And that's my concern with Commander Westbrook. Maybe I've had it wrong this whole time. But I thought we've had an excellent working relationship almost from the moment you first arrived. Yes, I was insulted when you didn't trust me with the information about Captain Solano being compromised, but I've always supported you, which is certainly more than you can say about Westbrook. He was always against you, especially with regard to Captain Solano. I guess loyalty counts for nothing with you.
Look, I'll be honest. I can't do this without your help. You're one of the best officers we've got, and I need you by my side. Otherwise, we don't have a chance against Galvin. It's as simple as that.
And I'll be there when you need me. Just like I always have.
Was haben wir alle so an Knacks mit dem Ego?
I don't understand. Giving everything she's got, but it doesn't make a difference. Something is actively slowing us down.
Keep trying. What's the situation in engineering?
I can't raise them. Internal comms are down.
It's the ionic interference. It's spiking again. If we reinitialize the central communications trunk, it should compensate.
If I may, Captain. Communications are critical to ship operations. I should go take care of this.
Go.
I was hoping we could buy enough time until Starfleet could send more ships. But it looks like we might have to face off against the Aphelion sooner than we might want. If it's just us, I don't like our chances.
I'll consider any suggestions from my first officer.
We're being pulled out of warp!
The Aphelion is closing on us, and fast.
Das ist schlecht.
We're being hailed by the Aphelion. Galvin demands to be heard.
On screen.
You thought you could run? That I would let you escape so easily after taking what's mine? How pathetic and predictable. At least you can take solace knowing you'll be a far braver Takan than you were as a cowardly Koblian. Is it any wonder your people perished? If your every instinct is to run from a fight.
You underestimate the lengths I'm willing to go to ensure you don't succeed.
Sadly, this is as far as you'll get. We both know I hold your fate in the palm of my hand. That I could crush you in an instant if I so desired. And as much as I'd like to, you have another purpose to serve. As one of us.
Okay, wollen die uns jetzt entern? Oder beschießen die uns jetzt?
Red alert! Handar, get us out of here!
Das sieht auf erdrückende Weise schön aus. Wenn es nicht so gefährlich wäre. Der Crew ist erledigt.
They've hit the engineering section. No systems or structural damage, though.
They were targeting the crew, not the ship.
Captain, we have to respond. Hit him in the mouth. What are your orders?
Fire photon torpedoes! Target the source of the beam!
The Aphelion remains undamaged by the photon torpedoes, Captain. And its shields are fully intact. It's too powerful to take head-on.
Damage report from the lower decks.
I still can't raise them, Captain.
Could be that the system's down. Or that was the Techon bioforming ray. And there's no one left down there to respond. The Techon may already be on this ship. No way of knowing how bad it is yet.
Seal the bridge. No one gets access without my permission.
I think that's for the best.
Here are your new tricorders.
Dankeschön.
Now go. Get to the transporter room.
Ein sehr inniger Moment. Oh, ausweichen. Okay. Das ist jetzt echt ein Krisengebiet hier geworden, das ganze Schiff. Aber bevor wir jetzt Erzähler folgen, beenden wir die Folge für heute. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Lasst gerne ein Like da, wenn euch das Video gefallen hat. Kommentiert gerne und falls ihr noch kein Abo da gelassen habt, lasst auch gerne ein Abo da. Spread the word. Und wir sehen uns bei der nächsten Folge wieder. Bis dahin, habt einen schönen Tag und ciao, ciao.